Hi, I'm Lisa Lockhart, and today I'm going to talk about some of the drills that I work on with my horses. First and foremost, I don't have specific drills necessarily that I only work on. When I head to the barn or head to the arena each day, I figure out what I may work on with my colts or my solid horses. For example, this is a seasoned veteran horse, and he's done this drill a lot, or these certain types of drills a lot over the years. So, I don't do a lot of drills on him, but when I do, for example, something like rate is something that I may reiterate with him, or his positioning coming in, making sure that he's supple in his rib cage. I lots of times will just use 3 barrels. Now you can stay to the inside of the triangle or the outside. I'll set up 4 barrels, same thing, inside of the square, outside the square. Basically, I go in one direction so that I can focus on working whatever the problem is at hand with that specific horse. So once again, you need to be very analytical of your horse, figure out what it is you're really trying to accomplish for the day. And in doing that, having a plan. For example, if I'm going to work on the rate with him, and I'll just go ahead and demonstrate the drill, and I'm going to bring him down to the rate, work on my proper positioning, and go on to the next one. But I'm going to consistently go in the same direction. I'm going to go to the right, and just so I can work on something. If something isn't falling together the first time or the second time, I'll go around it 3, 4, 5 times, just so that you can work on whatever you're working on. Make sure your horse is listening to you. That's the whole thing. Make them listen to you and keep them focused on what they're doing. Okay, I'll go to the right. Sit, and if I'm going to work on the rate, I may actually stop him, back him up, remind him that I want, if it's rate that we're working on for the day, if I'm going to, for example, a big rodeo at Cheyenne, I might need to remind him, okay, we need a lot of rate. It's a huge arena, so think about the task at hand. And he's being very responsive to me. The next time, I'm going to go ahead and lope the whole thing, just to try to get some consistency and putting it all together. Make sure he picks up his right lead. There we go. And he's probably going to be real hesitant and wanting to rate. There we go. I had to almost kick him out of it because he was listening to me. Sit, prepare. Look to your next barrel. Forward motion, sit, prepare. Forward. Now this is something that is taking a lot of practice with this horse to be able to make it very black and white, to where he knows the difference in speeds. This is not easy for a colt to do, so it takes time to be able to get him to this stage. Very good. I'm going to do the same drills on a different horse. This horse is a lot younger. I'm going to have to be very reactive to the moment with what I do. If I don't feel like he's rating, I may stop him, back him up. If I feel like he's moving in on me, I may move him off. Whatever I feel like, and I will talk you through it, that I feel like he's doing, if he's correct, we'll just go on with it. But if not, we'll have to experiment and put on our little scientist hat and figure out what's going on. So always be analytical. Working on your positioning, the horse's positioning, knowing your horse. For example, this horse, if I have a tendency to keep him a little bit too long, he will fold on me and stay too bent too long. So I've had to really work on that with him. Okay, he was real responsive to the rate there in his approach. Okay. He's in his wrong lead, so I'm going to break him down and at least go slower around it than which I approached it. Look up, pick my spot, once again in his wrong lead. Now if he continues to be in the wrong lead, I will do something specific to make him pick up the correct lead, if that means making sure there we go. Okay, sit, prepare. Easy. Just trying to keep this horse real collected. There we go, good boy. Pick my spot, sit, prepare. Move my hands forward so he doesn't stay kept too long. Okay, and knowing that you can go in either direction, you can set up 4 barrels, 2 barrels. You know, I do it differently with my horses, whether I circle it twice if they feel like they need to stay engaged in their turns a little bit longer. That's something that you can do. So you just have to be very reactive of the moment and know what you need to be working on. And for example, if your horse is coming in, and if that means sometimes in the drill you might need to move them off and show them, like, you know, don't come in on me too tight. But principle being, it's a barrel. It's working on your approach. It's working on your horse's position, whether you have 1 barrel, 3 barrels, 6 barrels in a straight line, and it keeps your horse engaged and interested in what's going on too, if you keep it interesting to them and not doing the same thing every time. It's not like every horse needs a lot of drills, but just things to keep them listening to you and just to keep them tuned and working on specific things. I think that drills away from the exact pattern keeps them very interested, and it's a continual learning process for them and for yourself if you allow yourself to listen to your horse, and it educates you every time you get on a horse's back.